Espinacas con Garbanzos, which is Spanish for spinach with chickpeas, is a popular dish in Seville. It's often served as a shared bar plate, a ración, but it also serves as a nice quick midweek dinner, and Becky's here to tell us more.
That's right, spinach and chickpeas. Like you said, this is a really popular dish. You'll see it in nearly every Sevillian taberna where friends will gather and they'll eat it from a common cazuela, which is their shallow casserole. Now, a lot of recipes call for dried chickpeas, but you will see some recipes that call for canned. And we found that good quality canned chickpeas really have everything that we're looking for in a bean. They're tender, they're evenly cooked, and they have that really nice thick cooking liquid that's well seasoned. I have one can where we're going to use all of that starchy cooking liquid. We're going to put that right in the pot here. And then I drained the other can. If we used liquid from 2 cans, it would be too much starch. I have 1.5 cups of chicken broth. Put that in. So I'm going to bring this to a boil. So while those cook away, let's start on a piccata, which is a common thickener for this recipe. We're going to be serving this with some bread, so I already cut off about 1.5 ounces. I'm going to tear it into 1-inch pieces in the food processor. So we're going to grind this up. We want it finely ground. Okay, that looks good. Those are finely ground. All right, so we have our finely ground crumbs, and I have a 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil. So we're going to toast up those crumbs. We're heating over medium heat here. We just want them to get nice and golden brown. It's going to take 3 to 4 minutes. So I see that our chickpeas are just coming up to a boil there. So if you want to turn it down to a gentle simmer, and we'll let those go for about 10 minutes, just until the liquid is just below the top of the chickpeas.
Okay.
These look like they're just about done.
Oh, they're gorgeous.
That took about 3 minutes, so we can set those aside. So while the chickpeas finish, let's work with a couple of tomatoes here. That's going to bring some nice acidity to the dish. And I'm using plum tomatoes that are really meaty. And I'm actually going to grate these guys.
Interesting.
Yeah, this is a nice way to get some tomato pulp that will sort of melt into the dish, and it'll leave the skins behind because we don't want those little skin pieces in. And I'm just going to grate it, and we'll leave behind the skin. When we get close to the skin, I'll stop. And you can see the tomato pulp coming out the bottom there. All right, I'm just going to finish grating these, and then we'll clean up a little bit.
Okay.
All right, let's finish up our piccata here, which is going to thicken the stew and also add tons of flavor.
Okay.
So I have 6 cloves of garlic going in.
That's a lot.
Oh yeah, this is a full-flavored stew. This is going to be really satisfying. To get even better, a tablespoon of smoked paprika.
Oh.
I'm adding a teaspoon of cumin. And then a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then sometimes you see a little bit of cinnamon. We really like the depth that that provided, so an 1/8 teaspoon of cinnamon. Same thing for cayenne pepper, nice little kick. We're gonna add an 1/8 of a teaspoon of that. And then just a pinch, small pinch of saffron. And that'll add a nice kind of background nuttiness and a nice golden color. A little bit goes a long way with saffron.
Yeah, it's true.
So we just wanna cook this for 30 seconds until it's aromatic, and I'm really enjoying this right now.
Me too.
Now I'm gonna add those tomatoes that we grated.
So it's not about keeping those breadcrumbs crisp. They're there for that brown toasted flavor.
That's it. They're going to get soggy. That's okay. And now I'm adding 4 teaspoons of sherry vinegar.
Ooh.
You could use red wine vinegar. I'm turning off the heat here too. The sherry vinegar will make this rich dish a little less rich.
Gotcha.
Just cut through that fat a little bit. All right. That smells amazing.
That smells really good.
So let's add the piccata to our chickpeas. You can see the liquid level is just below the tops of the beans there. Stir that in. And then I have 10 ounces of frozen spinach that's been thawed and squeezed really dry. And you might say, why not use fresh? But frozen spinach actually has a nicer texture.
Interesting.
It's also really convenient. It's inexpensive. You can store it in your freezer. It's always at the ready. It's really our top choice for this recipe.
Wow. Well, I like how quick it makes this recipe, not having to paw through all that fresh spinach.
Yeah, that can be a big job.
Yeah.
So we're gonna let this simmer for 5 to 10 minutes just until it thickens up a little bit, and then it'll be time to eat.
Okay. So using frozen spinach in this recipe is not only convenient, but it actually tastes better than if we used fresh. Here's why. Leaves of spinach are full of water, held in compartments inside the cells of the plant. As fresh spinach cooks, the cell walls soften from the heat and the water slowly leaks out. This makes the leaves soft, but they still retain a chewy bite. When spinach is frozen, the water inside the cells expands, forming sharp-edged crystals of ice that puncture the cell walls. Then, when it thaws, the melting water flows out of the ruptured cells, leaving behind tender, limp leaves. And in this dish, that tender texture is exactly what we're looking for.
All right, so our stew finished up, and then I added 2 more tablespoons of olive oil. This should really be glistening with that delicious olive oil. And now I let it sit off the heat for 5 minutes just to let everything come together.
Okay.
So now it's time to enjoy. So you can see it thickened up really nicely into our cazuela here.
The aromas of this smoked paprika, and I can actually smell the spinach. It's wonderful.
Yeah, you can smell the garlic, the sherry vinegar.
I'm excited for this.
Those chickpeas got so tender.
It has such a complex flavor.
It really does. So satisfying. I'm gonna get some bread in there.
Oh, this would taste really good on a cold winter's day. Becky, this is terrific.
Thank you.
Thank you for showing me how to make this.
My pleasure.
To make this classic dish from Seville, start by simmering canned chickpeas in chicken broth. Toast breadcrumbs in olive oil with a handful of spices, and add the frozen spinach just towards the end of cooking. From America's Test Kitchen, a satisfying recipe for Espinacas Con Garbanzos. You can get this recipe and all the recipes and product reviews from this season, along with select episodes, at our website, americastestkitchen.com/TV. Can't believe how quickly this came together.
I know, it's so good. I love it so much.
Thanks for watching America's Test Kitchen. What'd you think?
Well, leave a comment and let us know which recipes you're excited to make, or you can just say hello.
You can find links to today's recipes and reviews in the video description.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
See you later.
I'll see you later.